What's up, collectors? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at specifically the pre-modern era. So you can define this in a few different ways. I tend to define it, and at least we will for today's video, as the late 90s, so 96, 97-ish, up to the first Prism World Cup soccer set, which was 2014. So late 90s to about 2014 is the era that we're going to focus on. I want to show you guys some stickers and cards that I've been buying. Some of these are recent pickups. Some of these are more middle to long-term investments or stuff that I'm planning on grading and just holding on to, maybe selling a couple along the way. But I do think pre-modern offers quite a bit in terms of long-term collectability and lots of icons to choose from. So we will go into that in this video and a whole lot more. If you do enjoy these kind of videos, please hit a like so I know to keep doing it, and it does really help out a lot. So as we were just saying, there's a lot of various sets to pick from in pre-modern, which again is going to be around late 90s to mid 2000 teens, mid 20 teens. And I do think there are a lot of icons, a lot of people that defined the era, a lot of people that defined football as you might know it today, coming from the pre-modern era. So that alone, I think, really does help it have a lot going for it. And we're going to talk about some other things that I really like about pre-modern and some of the sets as we go along. So this first sticker we're looking at, obviously this is a sticker, not a trading card. So these have some potential, I think, for a lot of different reasons. This 2006 set, we're going to look at some of the cards from as well as the stickers today, but specifically for the stickers, you know, these are pretty mass produced and it can be kind of a worry in terms of the pop going forward. But I will say this specific Zlatan sticker, so this is number 166. I'm sure if you guys are watching this, you already know who Zlatan is, but if you don't, definitely an iconic player, a huge personality, someone that's not going away after they retire, even though he is still currently playing at his early 40s, so still involved in the game obviously now, but I think he'll be doing something either punditry, coaching wise. I don't think he's going to go away after he finishes playing. But to reference the pop of this card, so I just looked specifically at PSA. There are only 60 that are even graded, which is super low population for such an iconic player. 60 graded, and there are only 9 PSA 10s. So I would assume that the other grading companies, BGS and SGC, are probably similar, with SGC being a little less just because PSA on pure volume alone. But just this Zlatan sticker, like I said, it's tough to get a 10. And that's maybe why I think stickers will have some potential, just because they're super grading sensitive. Sometimes they're printed a little bit crooked or lopsided, and it's tough to get really good centering, and not only all that, but just to find them in good condition from 2006. So this one I do plan on grading at some point. I think you'd probably agree the centering looks nice, and upon close inspection it does look pretty good. But that set, just from that 2006 World Cup, all those stickers, there's many icons, many huge players from huge clubs you can find there. Just think of a few: Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, tons. That just gives you some ideas of people in the Premier League. But finding those stickers in high grades is not easy from what I've seen. So the really high grade ones, whether it's PSA, SGC, BGS, whatever, the really high grade ones I do think are going to be pretty sought after by collectors. So this next one is also Germany 2006 World Cup related, but this is more like the trading card style than the sticker. So these are a little more pop, I think, than the stickers in terms of grades, but these are still not high pop at all when you compare it to NBA, MLB, some of the other big sports. This one I do plan to grade at some point. It's number 177. Only thing I can see on this one is this little teeny tiny imperfection on the back. You might be able to see it from me pointing it out. There's one really tiny bit of wear at the back. So I'm hoping if I do grade this with SGC to maybe get a 9 or a 9.5. I'm afraid that little ding, that little tiny ding, might take us off from getting a 10, which I can understand. But Zlatan, not only does he have the personality, crazy amount of just length of career, well known for playing at many big clubs, many big leagues, and like I said, I don't think he's going anywhere even when he finishes up the game. Big social media following, probably could see him coaching, could see him doing maybe an agent kind of role, writing more books. But anyways, this is also just one of my favorite players to PC, so this is not something I would buy to flip. This is something I would buy and be holding on to, or looking to grade, and then maybe look at what the prices are after that. But that 2006 trading card set has crazy iconic players: Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Messi, well, both Ronaldos actually, but those foil World Cup 2006 stickers like this Ibra, I really do think have quite a bit of potential. And if you look up the prices of the sealed boxes, they are not cheap. So a lot of these are going to be obvious players that you guys recognize, I'm sure. So this is just kind of something along the same lines. This is David Beckham, obviously. This is a Goal Rush card. It's an Upper Deck, so quite honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Upper Deck compared to Panini and Topps. I think Panini is probably tops for me right now as far as brands go, but one thing that's nice about this pre-modern era is like there's just some of these lower key cards that are maybe not as discovered yet. If you look this one up on eBay, it's still, you know, you could find it. It's hard to find it in really good condition. I actually picked this one up at a show, and I think I paid probably, I showed this in a haul video recently, but this was in the $2 range. I don't know. I got it as a bulk soccer buy, and this one's actually in really good condition, so I might consider grading it. I'm sure it's pretty low pop, so this I think could be a viable alternative down the line for people that can't afford his truer rookie type stuff, like from the mid to late 90s. This is from, I believe, 2003. Actually, I take that back. No, this one's a little earlier. No, this is 2003. So for people that down the road can't afford some of the more expensive Beckham stuff, if I was to get this graded, I feel like this would be a nice alternative, and I know it would be pretty low pop. Additionally, with that, there's another Beckham card here, which I don't know the exact name of this one, but it's also an Upper Deck. And again, I'm not like the biggest fan of Upper Deck necessarily, but given the era and the time period, it's nice to, I don't know, at least have a little bit outside of just Topps and Panini. This one also is in good condition, and I know if I was to grade it, if we did well, like anything from an 8 or higher, I think that's going to do pretty solid from this era. So this one is Upper Deck Superstars. That's specifically what this one is. And, you know, there's some out there like this, unexplored, that I really think, you know, inserts and other stuff kind of like that. If you could find them in good condition, you have a good eye for getting them graded, and they have decent centering, and they don't look all beat up, probably a pretty safe buy and hold, or buy and then grade and hold if you're going for these blue chip type players. So far we looked at Zlatan and we looked at David Beckham. I feel like those are both pretty safe bets, and if I was to be holding on to stuff, that's some of the stuff that I plan on holding on to. And that's another kind of benefit of this pre-modern stuff, is you can be kind of picky and really just only aim for the legends. And if you're going for the more blue chip type players like that, it is hard to see a scenario where after you buy them they drop by 80%. Maybe that's possible if the whole market takes a huge correction, but I find that to be a little safer than the types of newer rookies, especially the ultra modern, where they have 15 different rookie card logo variations and all that type of stuff. It's just, that can get a little bit sketchy. So think about that as you're starting to build up your collection. So next up, doesn't need any introduction obviously, but Ronaldinho. This is from Mundi Chromo 2006-2007. This one is an MVP insert, just with the type of sleeve it's in. You won't be able to see the back super clearly, but this one I actually got out of packs myself, so I'm going to look at maybe getting some more Mundi Chromo 2006-2007 packs, just because it has so many iconic names in it. And I really like these inserts, so it's kind of hard to do it justice in this top loader, but it's kind of a cool looking laser type background, and this is one that I would plan on grading. The price is right, maybe sell it, but again, these are more the ones that I would just look to be grading and holding on to. I think this one would look sweet in really any kind of holder, but I might go SGC with this one. And I think this would probably be more one that I would hold on to, but this is just like to give you guys examples of what I'm kind of strategizing with. I think Ronaldinho is always a safe bet. Next up, the same insert, or very similar, except this is going to be Ronaldinho as opposed, or I'm sorry, this is going to be Ronaldo as opposed to Ronaldinho. So this is another Mundi Chromo 2006, and specifically this is number 549, and I guess this insert actually is Cañonero, so a little bit different of an insert. But this one's in really nice condition as well. This was picked up, I think I got this one, no, this was packed as well. Some of these I picked up off eBay specifically, but these both came from the same box, actually. So I'm going to look to buy some more Mundi Chromo boxes if I can find them, but last time searching around on eBay, I couldn't find too many. So this is one for sure to grade, and then another Ronaldo from the same box. Now this one's just the base variation, number 50. But the thing about these is if you do happen to find them and you see really good centering and no damage on them, could be worth a pickup, just because that's the main thing I've seen with these is production quality wise. They may be somewhat plentiful or even overprinted, particularly for some sets, but the centering on this one is actually pretty nice compared to some of the ones I've seen. So maybe if I graded, my strategy might be grade the base and grade this insert, and we'll kind of see where we come out. Maybe sell the base, maybe hold on to the insert. But again, this is just going with safe players, super established, super big fan bases, played for Brazil, played for Inter, played for Real, super established and really well known, obviously Ronaldo. So that's what the pre-modern era can definitely have to offer. Whereas if you're speculating on some rookie and hoping that they stay healthy, play well, and you're spending more on their ultra-modern rookies than you're even spending on, you know, vintage or pre-modern variations of Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, David Beckham, I feel like in the long run, if they don't have the career like the Ronaldinho or the David Beckham, hard to justify those prices. But who knows, it could pan out. These are just a little bit more of your less risky options. So this is another one from the same box and same packs. Roberto Carlos, number 40 from Las Fichas de la Liga, 2006-2007. Again, this one pretty sweet on the centering and really good condition. I did pull it from a pack myself. Definitely one of my favorite players to watch highlight videos of. There's a little bit on the top loader on the front, but really nice centering on this one, really good condition overall. And I think that actually plays into it a little bit, is the fact that from here on out, anyone that looks up YouTube highlights of free kicks, they're going to probably come across some type of Roberto Carlos, and I think that does help his cards over the long haul. And again, I would consider probably grading this one just because it's really well centered, and generally speaking, these are already somewhat low pop, but to find them in a high grade is super tricky. So that's one that I'm going to consider probably grading as well, and we'll continue with no surprises here, but Cristiano Ronaldo as opposed to Brazilian Ronaldo. This one is similar in that it's a Spanish set. So this one is from Últimos Fichajes, or you could say from La Liga Este 2009-2010. I think technically that's what we'd go off of, is La Liga Este 2009-2010, because Colecciones Este, because I looked up the pop on this one as well. So there's two variations. This is card number 2, as you can see. There's two variations. There's one where Ronaldo's dribbling and one where he's not. On the PSA pop report, dribbling is 17 total in the pop report and only 5 PSA 10s. So if we decided to grade this with PSA, no guarantee you would get a 10, and it probably wouldn't, just because stickers can be tough. But I do think the centering is real nice actually on this one. So I could see us doing pretty well. Maybe not a 10, but I could see getting a pretty good grade. There's only 8 PSA 9s and 2 PSA 8s. So getting this one graded, I do think this would be a really nice low pop alternative. It's one of his first year cards as well at Madrid. So that's one thing to look out for, is as these super big iconic players change clubs some in the pre-modern era, you can go for their Real Madrid rookie, if you want to call it that, as opposed to a lot of his Manchester United stuff is going to be way out of my price range. This one I did buy off eBay from, I think, Spain actually, but I got this a while back for probably under $20, and I think raw now these definitely sell for more than that. But again, sticking with the same theme, I'm thinking Ronaldo's and stuff like that are probably a little bit safer, honestly. And really, it's just, if nothing else, the population and condition sensitivity, that's what really makes me think there's a lot of potential. If you have the money to buy some stuff and hold on to it, wouldn't be focused on this kind of stuff for the quick flips nearly as much. So this is probably one I wouldn't quite focus on as heavily, just because it's a more defensive-minded player in Gary Neville. But this is one that I just picked up for a deal off of eBay fairly recently. If I say this correctly, I believe it's called Subuteo Squads. So this one kind of has like a, I don't know, sort of a cigarette card vibe in a way, but it's way newer. This is from 96 Hasbro. But I think these have some potential. There's some pretty big names in some of these sets, and this one I just found on the cheap and made someone an offer, and they accepted. I mostly just got it because the centering looked good. I don't know the exact pop off the top of my head with this one, but Neville obviously played at United, still relevant today in a lot of ways, and this one was in just really good shape. So probably similar strategy to the rest, just get it graded at some point and either hold on to it or maybe flip it around World Cup time this year. So for all this stuff that we're looking at, if I do end up selling any of it, it's probably going to be towards the end of 2022. So right now we're at the end of April going into May. I would be looking at getting this stuff graded over the summer and maybe listing it fall into the winter. That's kind of my strategy for some of my nicer soccer stuff. And again, no guarantees on the grade, so who knows if we would do well or not. But I do think on this stack that we looked at today, if we hit any like 9s or 10s, unlikely, but 9, 9.5, or 10s would go a long way on some of these, just because they're so condition sensitive. Now, next up, this will not be a surprise either. This was bought in a lot, actually, so I got all 4 of these for around $60 probably a month or two ago, all from Japan, and that's where most of this WCCF stuff hails from what I've seen. So I'll show you guys the condition. Now, the thing about these, I've talked about these quite a bit. I've bought, graded, and flipped these Benzemas before, and I'm trying to maybe grade all 4, sell 1 or 2, and then hold 1 or 2. That's going to probably be my strategy. But buying these as a lot, I really do think saved on some of the total costs. So we could always probably piece them out and maybe flip them for $25 to $40 each raw, just because they're in such good condition. But the reason I bought these is because just this whole lot overall. I'll try to get you guys some close-ups. All these are in way better condition than any I've really seen much on eBay before. So I'm really excited to grade these, because usually the back is super dinged up. Now, the centering on the back of these is not perfect, unfortunately, but usually on the back, they're really dinged up, and these look super clean. So I think I could potentially SGC grade these and definitely keep 1 or 2 and probably sell 1 or 2 to pay for the grading cost in itself. But these are in great shape, and usually WCCF is super condition sensitive. Now, something to think about with these is I'm not really... It's grown on me over time. I've never been like super in love with WCCF. I don't know, just the numbers and the video game type feel of it. I kind of didn't like it first, but the more of these I've looked at and bought, they have actually kind of started to grow on me. Now, the debate is, will the market over time accept this as Benzema's true rookie? Because I do think, as far as printed stuff, I think this is his very first printed material that he had. But there's a Lyon sticker as well, so it's going to kind of just be to be determined with the market. Do we accept this as the Benzema true rookie as the market gets a little more mature, or do we accept the Lyon sticker? So that's going to be TBD, but the way I look at it is, if I spend 40 a piece for Express on these, that would be 40, 60, 80. So yeah, 40, 60, 80, 120 for Express. Or no, 160, so I can do my math. Sorry, 40, 80, 120, 160. So if we do 160, maybe if we could potentially get 8 to a 9, I'm not expecting a 10, but if we get 8s or 9s, probably sell 2 of them and pay for the whole thing, and then hold on to 1 or 2 for a little bit longer. But considering Benzema is going to be probably in the running this year for Ballon d'Or as well, given he's just in crazy form and, you know, carrying Real and still alive in Champions League, I'm pretty high on these, and you might still be able to find them on eBay for 20 or 30 bucks, maybe less if you can do a best offer. But again, this video is all about safe options. If you've been looking at soccer product for a while, you're probably already high on most of these players, and I'm not really giving you anybody under the radar, but we'll just run back through these again real quick to give you guys one more look at it. So I'm thinking a lot of these I will grade, maybe some I'll keep raw and just sell at some point. But you got Gary Neville, Subuteo, so let me make sure I say that right. Yeah, Subuteo squads. So that's an interesting one. This Ronaldo, Colecciones. I'm pretty high on this set in general. There's also a few other people graded in here. You got Diego Costa. I'm looking at the pop report now. Lionel Messi graded. Zlatan, David De Gea, and Ronaldo. So only the most important players really, I guess, getting graded out of that one. But if set collecting and set completion starts to become a thing, there are quite a few iconic ones that I see also in that set. So you got Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos we just saw, another Ronaldo. This insert is probably one of my favorites from today's video, as well as this one, which is MVP Ronaldinho insert from Fichas. And then we got Upper Deck David Beckham, another Upper Deck Goal Rush David Beckham. Not the most high-end cards, but maybe worth exploring if you're looking for some cheaper options. Then keep your eye on these. These have already blown up from where they used to be, but World Cup 2006 foil, I think, has some legs, as well as World Cup 2006 stickers if you can find them and grade them. And then finally, again, the question of the day is going to be, will the market accept this Benzema WCCF, or will it look to accept the Lyon sticker? That's kind of where the jury's out on that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit a like and drop a sub. I would really appreciate it, and see you on the next one.